Good afternoon, President Taylor and members of the board. I'd like to start my report today, I was going to say this morning, by officially welcoming Nicole Musico to Calpers as our new Chief Investment Officer. Nicole is in her first month. She started on March 28th, and she's already spent a great deal of time meeting with the investment office, each of the asset class heads, all of the various teams, and getting up to speed on the recent strategic asset allocation decisions that were made by the board. She also had an opportunity to attend the stakeholder meeting last week and to introduce herself to our stakeholder leaders. Her 16 years of experience in the pension industry, in addition to our direct investment experience in both the public and private markets, really did make Nicole the ideal person to lead our investment office. You'll be hearing more from her at our June investment committee meeting, but just taking a quick moment to join me in welcoming Nicole to the team.
There you go.
She was using an abundance of caution with some of her travels. I think she picked up either allergies in Sacramento or a cold in her travels. Turning to this month's business, yesterday the Finance and Administration Committee approved the annual budget for the 2022-23 fiscal year. As you know, our goal is always to maintain and improve the level of service that we provide to our members and to our employers and to our various stakeholder groups, while also identifying operational efficiencies and implementing the approved strategic plan initiatives. We do continue to rely on our enterprise pooling to place resources where they're needed most. So I believe this is the sixth budget cycle where we have not requested any changes to or additions to our PYs. We actually reduced our PY count last budget cycle. We are fully aware that our administrative expenses are paid from a trust fund, and we do everything we can to keep those within a reasonable range. Our cost per member has reduced again this year, while the service scores have remained constant. We'll provide you with a more thorough benchmarking update later this year, I'm hoping in the September timeframe, and that update will include the investment side, showing the value of the investment office with the amount of fees or the low fees that are being taken or being paid, as well as the administrative side that shows the cost per member, the complexity, IT capability, just to name a few. Later today, Sabrina Hutchins, who's just behind me here, will be back to present you with the second reading of the 5-year strategic plan that will go into effect on July 1. The plan includes 5 areas of focus with 51 targeted measures designed to track incremental progress and to provide accountability for our work over the span of the plan. Of those 51 measures, 24 are new. Performance targets are both quantitative and qualitative. I know we spoke about that a bit at the committee earlier today, but it's really dependent on the strategy and how best to track the implementation on what has been determined as quantitative or qualitative. So I really encourage you to engage with her in those areas. Turning now to some data that I'd like to share with you as that we've collected as a part of our returning to the office. Remember, we returned into our hybrid schedules for the most part on March 1. The majority of the office is returning 3 days per week with up to 2 days authorized remote. We've calculated that prior to the pandemic, our employees drove or used public transit, but for the most part drove for over 441,000 miles. Today, those figures have been reduced by over 40%. And at the request of team members, we've also developed a dashboard of COVID statistics, which can be viewed on the intranet. And the dashboard does provide a monthly view of the percentage of team members in the office on any day of the week. It includes our vaccination rate and COVID cases among team members. That was something that our team, as we were transitioning back into the office, they felt that data was really important for the whole enterprise to know, and not just through our contact tracing program. Today, our overall vaccination rate is 87.6%. We've had 27 COVID cases reported since March 1, and only 2 of those have resulted from exposures in the actual workplace. I'm also pleased to announce that Calpers has received the WELL, W-E-L-L, Health Safety Rating for Facility Management and Operations from the International Well Building Institute. Calpers received certification basically around cleaning and sanitation, emergency preparedness, air and water quality management, and available health resources for all 3 of our Sacramento campus buildings. And I know that that was also reassuring as we've announced that to the enterprise as people have been coming back into the office. On another note of good news, I'm happy to report that our document management center, some of you may also call this part of our mailroom and our imaging team, they did reach a first ever milestone. The team met its service level agreements for 300 business days in a row, dating back to January 22nd of 2021. In that time, they processed over 742,000 incoming pieces of mail and scanned approximately 3 million pages. I had a chance to celebrate with the team last week. It was really fun to see the energy. And remember, this is the team that's been on site from day one. So I think we all, need to understand that this group went through the early parts of the pandemic when so much was unknown, showed up every day and did not hit or did not miss their service level in that entire time. So a big congratulations again to them. Looking ahead to some future engagements, I will be participating in the World Economic Forum at the end of this month with Kusong Lee, the CEO of Carlyle, who is one of our private equity partners. We'll be discussing the work that we've created together on long-term sustainability in the private markets, also called the Data Convergence Project. Some of you may be more familiar with that term. We do believe that private equity, with its full ownership governance model, the long-term investment horizon, and then also some freedom from short-term pressures, is well placed to lead the way in capturing value through the sustainable transformation of investments. As part of the forum, we'll release a white paper, and I'll get that white paper out to all of you in advance. And now just a quick update on the special election for the vacant seat on the Calpers board representing public agency members. Ballot packages containing voting information, candidate statements, a paper ballot, and a prepaid return envelope were mailed to eligible members on April 15th. As with previous board elections, members can vote online, you can vote by phone, and you can vote by paper ballot. The deadline to vote is May 16th. To help members better understand where candidates stand on particular issues, a virtual candidate forum will be offered again this year. It will be moderated by the League of Women Voters, and it will be held on April 27th. So more information on the election and the forum is available on the board election page of our website. And then just one final item before I close. Next month on May 25th, we'll hold our annual award ceremony to honor this year's class of APEX recipients. There are 19 of them. The APEX Award stands for Achieving Performance Excellence, and it's the highest honor that a CalPERS team member can receive for their contributions to our work in serving members. This is a peer-generated award. Over the years, team members have been recognized for their dedication to our core values, to customer service, their technical proficiency, their interpersonal skills. We do believe that interpersonal skills, as well as the, the more technical talent, is extremely important, especially in leadership roles, and their ability to collaborate and achieve operational excellence. With that, I'd like to ask this year's honorees to stand, and they're in the room. I could have them stand, and we do have one member from our San Diego office who's watching. I should say one recipient from our San Diego office who is watching online. So with that, that does conclude my report, President Taylor, and happy to take questions.